we'll be live and team up.
Wait 1 second. We'll be there in just one moment. We're going live.
All right. Hey, everybody. It's Monday night, and we are streaming live in Team Up on the Facebook page. And I got to tell you, we're excited because we have attempted this many times in the past couple weeks, and Zoom just added an extra layer of, let's just say, complication. And so we worked our way through that, and here we are. We're on Team Up. And I love broadcasting live on Team Up because I know so many of you are watching now. All right, so what are we doing tonight on the Monday night call? Well, we're going back to that great training by Loren Lahav that she did for our Juice Plus Live conference about 3 weeks ago. And what we're going to do tonight is just watch 10 minutes. It's towards the end of her program. And I think these last 10 minutes are just a great overview of her whole lecture. And so why Loren Lahav? Well, Loren is 100 Club plus, has a huge business in Europe. I think she might have more NMDs in Europe than she does here in the United States. All right, so she kind of has this international flair about her. What you see is what you get with Loren. Okay, she is definitely a wild card. She's unique to the universe. But one of the things I love about Loren the most is that she said no to her sponsor, Jeff Roberti, for 17 years before she said yes. And you know what? He kept showing up and kept talking to her. Now, did he keep all of his focus on Loren? Of course not. He built an empire, but he kept circling back around. And that's the power of consistency. So I'm going to have Kathy get us to that point in Loren's lecture. We're going to watch for 10 minutes. Then we're coming back and I'm going to talk to you.
So you've got to make sure that you get on the bike to do the work. But I knew for me, I needed some accountability. So I had to eat the frog and I hired a trainer. And he comes over to my house at 7 in the morning. I remember saying to him, I'm like, Dwayne, I can't wait for the day that I get excited that you come over and we work out. And you know what he said to me? He's actually in our business, amazing human being. He said, Loren, this working out is no different than our business. He said, he goes, I'm going to ask you to do things over again, and then I'm going to push you again, because I know there's more in you. So when, what are the 8 things that you do? Some might be things that challenge you and put you in that, that push you out of your comfort zone. The other things might be rituals that you do. For me, it's my I am statements. For me, it's having my 10-minute meeting with God. For me, it's looking and appreciating something in nature. So what are those 8 things that you do? And how are you starting your day? And how are you ending your day? What are you listening to? What podcast? What are you reading? How are you really plugging in? Because remember what Warren Buffett said from the beginning? Warren Buffett said that the best investment that you'll ever make is investing in yourself. So if we take unlimited potential that's here, then what do? We create these amazing beliefs about ourselves. We remember who we are. We create our identity. We build that certainty that comes across the truth of who we are in our authenticity, right? We're looking at our priorities, then we create that community. So life's going to happen. Life's going to happen. Things are going to come up. I mean, for me, I didn't expect to go through a divorce a couple of years later, but I did. But because I knew who I was, I had that certainty. I knew that I was true to myself. I thought about my priorities, and I had this amazing community behind me. I knew anything was possible. So we got to remember that the systems of our business help us to have that certainty, and systems make money. Here's the deal. You can be immersed in personal development. You can tell me every book that you've read, everything you tell me, every book that you've read, and every person you've gone to hear speak. It doesn't matter. Nothing matters unless you actually take action. If you're just learning, then nothing happens. You must take action. Study time is prep for us taking action. It gets us ready. So we actually go out there and apply what we've learned. So what are the things that you need to do to take action in your life? You're going to have a lot of moments as a leader, and you're just going to be like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I can handle it. But here's what I will tell you. Once again, going back to comfort. The biggest killer of dreams is comfort. Comfort kills impact. What do you do when you get comfortable? When you get comfortable, it's all about you. Our outcome right now is to get a little bit uncomfortable so that we can grow, and that we can get into action. And when we get into action, we can grow our business. So once again, knowing our identity, knowing what we stand for, because here's the truth. Doubt kills action. Action kills doubt. And action builds belief. Action builds belief. And once you take action and you're looking, you've got this amazing community behind you, and you're like, oh my God, I'm taking action, you get clearer of, you get clarity. We're back to the T's. You get clarity about what it is and what action you need to take. You're like, oh my God, that's all I needed to do. We just did an exercise with some people, and they're like, oh, they got really clear about their numbers, if you would. So clarity is power. One of the best examples I can use of this, I forgot him again today, is my dear friend Philip taught me a very important lesson. It was about 5 years ago. And unfortunately, I was headed to a memorial service for a friend of mine. And I was crying in the car. And I'm like, Philip, I miss my friend. And he said, Loren, he said, you need to do this for her. And you need to be, because she was actually with our company. He goes, Loren, you need to be the Michael Phelps. And I go, what do you mean I need to be the Michael Phelps? And he goes, Loren, you need to get clear what it is. He goes, you need to be the Michael Phelps, and when you're doing your business, you need to put your goggles on and you need to swim. So clarity is power. Here's what's great and what our business offers. It's something that, we say that confusing, doing things that are confusing is easy. Simplicity is hard. So we want to create clarity that creates simplicity, that creates accountability, and knowing who you are and what you stand for. I want to be respectful of your time. So simplicity, you have to create that mental space for what's important, because we have lots of distractions around us. We could be really, really distracted. But remember that we need accountability. So accountability is you own your decisions and your consequences for your action. So that's why I had you look and kind of rate yourself for what you're doing. Are those limiting beliefs holding you back and having you do decisions that you don't want to do, and therefore not causing you to grow or you to grow your business? So let's go ahead and talk a little bit about, this amazing community that we have. I know for me personally, that this community has been another T. This community has been the thing that's given me so much certainty as well. Certainly, especially, over the past year, right? I know that I could plug in. And I knew that if I really wanted to grow my business, I needed to remember if I wanted to grow my business, I had to grow me. And the reminder of that is the best recruiting tool in our business is the mirror. Watch the feet, not the lips. Are you living your true identity? Are you bringing you to the table? Are you bringing your best you to your table? So think about, what is your ultimate goal? What do you want? Maybe it's something you just need to declare who you are right now so that you're ready at any time. Our business, what I love about this, I don't know where I heard this, but I love this example. Our job and our business is about keeping your head in the clouds, yet, so believing in the dream, because the dream, I remember when I started speaking, people go, what? You're going to do what? And they thought I was crazy, right? They're going to do what? And I'm like, I'm going to build business around the world. And everything. Oh, that's crazy. So the problem that happens is we let reality suck us back in. Instead of like, man, why did I give up on that dream, right? So our business is about keeping our head in the clouds, which really means believing in that dream. But it also means you keep your feet on the ground. You have to do the DMO, the daily, those things that are pragmatic. You have to do the income producing activities. You got to plug into the system, the small steps. And you have to know that it is your time without question. You have to remember that if you do these things, if you remember who you are, if you plug in, if you grow, your business will grow. But the minute you stop growing, you're going to see huge things that you don't really want to see with regards to your business. And our business is all about building and rebuilding. The walls of Jerusalem were built 17 times. I don't know if anybody's had the opportunity to go to Israel, but it really is all about building and rebuilding. And if you don't have that certainty and you don't have that clarity, you're not going to be able to express truly who you are. So remember, our job is to pass the mic, to get up here as quickly as possible and to pass the mic to somebody else, to give them that confidence, that certainty, that knowing who they are, to plug them into the community, give them the clarity. And I'm going to end with something that I think that is probably the best way to kind of put a pretty bow on this about growing yourself and about getting uncomfortable. Once again, it's time to express your true voice. It doesn't matter what your background is. It doesn't matter what your religious beliefs are. It doesn't matter, where your education is. You found a home here. And you plug into those systems and you get to be you. But I see so many people with so much potential, maybe get into comparing themselves or don't know if it's good enough. And they kind of stand behind saying, not me. This is good. I'm comfortable. I'm good. I'm fine just here. I'm fine. I'm fine. But this is about getting out from behind the podium.
Okay, it's about getting out from behind the podium, or what that means is playing small. And that really, really resonated with me so big, because when Loren says, we've got to get to leadership position and then we have to pass the mic. And unless people are willing to get out of the corner where they're playing small, there's nobody to pass the mic to. So I want to talk to you just about you here for a minute. How many people do you know that have what would you call really distinctive characteristics? I mean, when you think of the leadership, when you think of Jamie Cantrell or a Loren or anybody that you kind of admire, and you think of their characteristics, outgoing, intelligent, charismatic, happy-go-lucky, self-confidence, witty, captivating, athletic, all of these great things. Well, what I want you to know is that you have just as many distinctive, fabulous personality traits as any leader that you admire. And so it's just time, guys. We've been sitting in quarantine and we've been just kind of pedaling just a little bit, but it's time. You know, I heard Catherine Lee once say that, you know, every morning we get up and we pray for a miracle. And then I heard her say, it's time that we go to the mirror and open our eyes and realize the miracle that we are. Each and every single one of us is a miracle. I mean, how many, show of hands, I don't care what your religious belief is, that we are fearfully and wonderfully made. Okay, so I'm really going to encourage you, don't be so awestruck by other people that you try to be them. Okay, because nobody can be you as effectively as you can be you. Nobody. Okay, and when you fully embrace your God-given talents, guess what people are going to be saying about you? They're going to say, oh my gosh, that woman is so gifted. That woman is so gifted. So you're a specialist. Did you know that? And you were not meant to be everything to everybody. It's time that we started to recognize what our true gifts are. And it's time, my friends, to stand out. It's time to stand up. It's time to shine. We need you. This company needs you right now. We need you sharing your story and asking the questions and figuring out what is people's pain? What are other people's pain? We need you. Okay, and you know what I've learned is that it doesn't take the majority of people in the world to affect change. All it takes is a small group of people who have an amazing cause and they've stepped into their talents. And that's what we are. That's who we are. That's what we have. You know, you are the first you that there will ever be. There will never be another you. And that's why the video that Loren showed at the end of her program, we're going to run it right now. And I really, really want you to pay attention to this because we're going to come back afterwards. I want you to pay attention to the energy in the room. I want you to pay attention to the energy of the people in the room. And so this singer, you know, Kayla, she did not want to come out from behind the podium. She was too afraid for people to see who she actually was. And pay attention closely to what happens to every single person in that room when she walks through a huge fear.
Benj and Justin have just written this new song called This Is Me. And we knew that it was going to be the anthem of the film, but no one had heard it before. And no one had heard Kiala sing it live. Kiala, who I didn't even want to come out from behind the music stand.
I didn't.
I kept saying to her, just step out because this is your moment and you have to step out into the ring, metaphorically, because that's what you're doing and you got to stand right there in front of everyone and just belt this out.
And I didn't want to. In fact, I stood behind that music stand
Yeah.
until the day of that presentation. There was a moment in the song that I actually was so scared that I had to actually grab Hugh's hand so that I had somebody to hold on to. And then we got to the end of the number, and all I remember is just deafening applause. It was a sort of otherworldly experience.
It was one of those moments that will stay with me the rest of my life. Unfortunately, we filmed it.
I'm not a stranger to the dark. Hide away, they say, 'cause we don't want your broken parts. I've learned to be ashamed of all my scars. Run away, they say, no one will love you as you
Okay, guys. Yeah, we just got hit by a huge, huge lightning here. Yeah, Kathy's frozen. I don't know if you can hear me or not. We just got, I don't know if you could hear, I don't know if you could hear that thunder and that lightning, but my whole house just lit up like a firecracker. And okay, all right. Well, if Kathy comes back, Kathy has disappeared. Her house was probably hit by lightning too. Boy, that was something. All right,
Still
so
recording.
go ahead, Camelia, what?
It's still recording, even though she disappeared.
Yeah, that was, I mean, literally the house just shook and the lightning was incredible. Only live, we're only live. All right, so if we were able to see the whole production is that she was so afraid to come out behind, she was hiding behind the podium. And little by little by little, she came out and her mannerisms started to change. She started to become empowered herself because she was risking it all. She was so vulnerable. And because she was, the energy of every single person in that room started to change. Everybody started to just take in all that glorious grace and love. And she was stepping into her power. And those lyrics, you know, look out, because here I come. Okay, I'm not scared to be seen. I know there's a place for me. I am brave. I am free. I make no apology. This is me. And guys, it is time for each of you to stop making apologies for who you are, for what you have, and for what you stand up for. And then when you do, just like in that video where that room goes crazy with applause, that's what's waiting for you. So here's my promise to you. There's not enough darkness in this entire world to put out the light that God has put inside of you. So it's time to stand up, stand out, and shine. All right, guys, I don't know what happens on Facebook now. I don't know how to stop this because Kathy has disappeared. I'm hoping that when I end record, it ends record. Oh, you can't even imagine what's going on outside here. It's bad.
I can hear
All
it
right.
now. I can hear it.
Yeah, it's bad here. All right. I love you guys. We'll see you next week. Peace and blessings. Stand up, stand out, shine. Love you.